All right, all right, all right. Welcome to the King's Capital. Guess what, guys? Guess what? Back at DXY. As always, hope you all had a great trading week. Mine was better this week. Stayed disciplined. I think I only had one DGen trade. Well, it wasn't a DGen trade. I was just trying to forward test something. And it didn't work out, but so I think that gave me one loss on the week, I think, and then a couple wins on SPY. Oh no, I took a loss on Euro USD as well. So been trading SPY and Euro mostly. So if you're new to this, those are pretty much the only two things I trade. Sorry, apparently somebody walked in front of my house. But yeah, those are my main things. I occasionally look at GBP USD as well as AUD USD. As far as indices or stocks go, I really don't trade anything else other than SPY. I really like SPY. I like the way it moves, and it works really great with my strategy in trending markets, which has been somewhat my problem the last couple weeks. Is just we have not had trending markets. Well, we've had some trending market, I should say, but when we look at DXY and we see this sideways movement, it's been really hard to trade Euro, and we're finally getting some action on DXY. This is the downside I was expecting. Now, when I originally made this chart, I've been looking at this zone. I like this breaker block right here, and so I am looking for DXY to continue down. Now, how far down we go, I don't know. It'd be nice to hit the 618, but listen, it's just a fib. Fibs are kind of just whatever, right? They're just kind of there to help us understand, are we in a discount market, if we're looking for buys, or are we in a premium market? 618, 786, I don't know. Those are kind of just, if they line up with some kind of order block or something like that, right? If there's something I've already kind of marked out on the chart and then I see that kind of line up, then to me, it's just kind of like the cherry on top, what would you call it? Confluence, right? So anyways, looking at DXY, I am still expecting more downside. I know some people were calling for, when this happened, that was the fulfillment of the downside, right? I saw some gurus out there saying, oh, all right, well, we fulfilled this. It's probably time to carry on. My instinct was different. My instinct was that, well, there's definitely levels to reach below, assuming we're still bullish on DXY, right? This is a bullish market. We've broken bullish. And this, to me, is a retrace. I do think we have levels. There's this fair value gap in here that I would love to reach up into. We tapped the bottom side of it, but, it'd be great if we can reach up in, maybe hit this order block or something. But with that said, we also, we're not certain about what the Fed is doing, right? We don't know if we are going to get more rate hikes. We obviously understand that the staying at the current interest rate is not exactly fixing things. Soft landings, etc., don't really look likely. It looks like we're in for a world of hurt potentially. So, so we'll see what happens with interest rates and stuff like that. But for now, the dollar is heading to the downside, which means we're probably looking for buys in other markets. And let's see. I think this is what I had marked out. Yeah. So here was my chart from last week. And it pretty much did exactly what I said it was going to do. It came down after we had already broken this low. So my thought was, okay, we're going to come back up. We'll retrace into this zone. And I think I had a fib drawn at some point. And here, I did want to see price retrace up into this fair value gap a little more, but just kind of tapped the bottom of it. And yeah, I was like, if the price respects the 50%, I wanted to come up, reject this 50%, and then continue on. We didn't get that. That's okay. Otherwise, yeah. Still the same plan for the last couple weeks is just looking for more downside on DXY. So why don't we go over and we'll check out Euro USD real quick, and then I'll run through these pairs as well, and we'll see if there's anything in here. Wow, this is looking messy, guys. So let's delete some stuff. Let's start fresh. Here we go. Now, here's the thing. DXY, I'm expecting price to dive deep into this right here. It looks like Euro is kind of already at the zone I'm looking for rejection on, with a similar kind of breaker block thing. So I'm going to be cautiously looking for sells on this, but clearly we are pushing upward on Euro USD. So I probably won't actually be looking for sales until DXY starts to show some rejection of our level here on a lower time frame, maybe a 4-hour and a daily. before we can actually start confirming the reversal and maybe continuing in our trend, right? So we came up, right into this order block here, rejected. We broke down. Is it possible? Now here's something to think about, guys. Is it possible that we're going to continue up? Absolutely. Sometimes what happens is price is trending up and then it breaks down, right? So we break low into this order block. So sometimes price will trend up, it'll break down, and everybody goes, it's time for shorts. It's time for shorts. And what I'm telling you right now is I am going to be cautiously looking for shorts, but it is potential that we've just broken down to continue long, right? You'll see that over and over again in price. It likes to trend, break trend, reaccumulate, press on. So it's certainly possible, right? And you see me here with the bullish fib. Now, we didn't hit the 50%, and I would really have loved to fulfill that fib level. That's okay, not a big deal. But something to be mindful of coming into this week. Let's check out our daily. Again, one of these things, kind of learning this thing from Casper a bit, just understanding just another take on having a daily bias, right? So if we get these fair value gaps and the daily starts closing below this fair value gap, it's likely that we're coming for these lows, right? We're coming to sweep this liquidity. So we didn't really get that this week. I was kind of hoping to test that theory out and see what it was like. But I didn't really get the chance to do that, unfortunately, because price just did not retrace as far as I thought. But I took an L on this week right here because I was looking for that reversal. And here's the reason why this didn't work out, guys. Here's what should have happened. Here, honestly, if I was really patient, here's what I should have done. Obviously, we have this 4-hour order block. There's a 1 hour, but you know what didn't happen was a solid break below this, right? So we have this 4-hour right here. So if you know my trading style, I'm looking for displacement, and then I'm looking for a retrace into premium on sells or a retrace into discount on buys, calls or puts, depending on what you're trading. In Forex, we're going to call it sells, or we'll say short or long. But what didn't happen was a clear break below this, no displacement. It broke it, but then it got bought right back up and put into this range. So with that, I should have probably canceled my order, but I was kind of like, I'm going to hold the order and we'll see what happens. But in hindsight, look it's one of those things where, you cancel the order and then you regret canceling it later, right? Because you were kind of being, I don't know, using a little more discretion than you like. But in hindsight, yeah, it makes sense that this order should have been closed after this got bought up the way it did. Because it clearly shows buying pressure back into this range for potential upside. And like I said, on Euro, it definitely looks like we can hit more levels above. So again, cautiously looking for sells, but it's very possible I try and find a buy. And we'll see. I like this zone right here, but we'll just have to wait and see how price opens. But my guess is we'll probably come fulfill at least this 618 right here. So if we can get a pullback into that, like I said, when you're looking at order blocks, kind of the best ones are usually the ones that are actually properly engulfed. So I don't know where price is going to end, but wherever price ends, I want to be mindful of like this order block, right? This guy right here, because yeah, the candle fully engulfed it and closed above. Same kind of with this one. I don't love this one as much. And the reason why I kind of like this one is because it did leave me a bit of a fair value gap right here. So my guess is if we can get price, if it pushes up a little higher, maybe, and then comes back down before it fulfills that 618, if we can find bullish PA off that order block, that's probably what I'll be looking for. If price kind of comes up, fills this fair value gap, and then pushes up from there, that would be nice to see. So we'll just have to see, guys. Alternatively, we could just push straight up from here and then start trending lower, in which case I might start looking for sells. But as of right now, I'm looking for a little more downside on DXY. Euro USD has a few more levels to hit above, so I guess we're looking for buys this week. But again, we'll just have to see how the market opens. I can't predict how the market opens. I'm not going to be trading on Monday. We'll probably look at Tuesday to try and find a good opportunity. My guess is we might push up on open before finding a proper retrace, but I do like this zone a lot more than the ones below. Do I have a 30-minute zone in there? Yeah, I like this one. I like this one a lot. We'll see. We could hit down into here, but I mean, the first place I'd be looking. Sorry for that. The first place I'd be looking is right here for potential buys. And again, if we start breaking, changing or shifting trend on the 4 hour, then I'll probably start looking for sells. I really want to see a clean break below this level. I want to see a displacement below, and then if we can pop up and find a good zone, I would love to start filling in some of this liquidity void, at least to the 50%, That's it for Euro USD. That's my plan. Let's check out the weekly on this. Yeah, so like I said, this one actually looks a little bit better with DXY. Because I think DXY has more levels to fulfill a little lower, I think we could potentially pop up into here, and then I would be looking for potential sells. But again, like, look at price trend up. We got low, breaks down. Here's our order block. Not the greatest order block. Honestly, I don't love this one on the weekly, but it is what it is. Clearly, we had a reaction off of it. So, again, point is, I think we're moving up. I think we're bearish on this, but just to be mindful that price does like to break down in order to continue trend upward. But the overall larger trend is clearly bearish. High, low. This was our lower low. We did break this. So my guess is going to be continued bearishness and on basically anything opposing the dollar and continued bullishness for the dollar. But we just have some levels we need to fulfill first before we continue on in that trend. So would love to see this come up in here. Until then, let's try and find our near-term trade. Yeah, I can see why this is reacting off of that. Let's go to the hourly or 4 hour real quick. Yeah, I mean, we kind of broken this. So if we can get some kind of retrace, let's go down to the hour. It'd be interesting to see if we get a retrace into this little zone right here, somewhere into here. So my guess is maybe we kind of push up on price again, kind of the same thing with euro. If we can kind of push up beyond this high, find a retrace back down here, and then push up, that would be ideal. And then continue on into this zone up here, at least into the premium above this 50% fib level. That's what I would like to see. This kind of worked out, didn't it? This is a markup from, I guess it was last week when I put that markup on. Didn't really quite pull back into here, but we did get a high, a lower, right here we got a high, lower high, higher low. Basically what we drew there. But that's my plan for GBP USD. Do I trade it all that much? No, but look at, we got great levels here. We got fair value gap. We got an order block right here. I like that. I like that. Okay. It's not, honestly, this is not the greatest one. I don't love how this I would love for this candle to have engulfed like this one. So it's possible that this is just our little order block right here. So we could be mindful of that. If price does push up, it may just retrace back down to here. But I would love to see something deeper that's probably into discount area, right? Right, we got, let me get that on the right spot. Yeah, I would love to see something a little deeper. My guess is we're going to push up a little higher. Maybe if we can clean these highs and then whatever, something like that. So that's what I would like to see for GBP, USD, AUD. I mean, it's probably going to be the same story, right? Let's go to the weekly real quick. Let's give ourselves a little more real estate here. The joyful sound of my kids laughing in the background. Love it. Yeah, so same kind of story. Actually, this does look a little different to me, honestly. Right? Because we kind of created this high, this lower high, and we seem to be reacting off this larger order block. That's kind of interesting to me in terms of further upside for some reason on this one. Listen, I could be wrong on that. I don't know. But I'm just kind of looking at this from this perspective of we potentially had a higher time frame bullish shift. Let's look at that monthly real quick. I don't know. Listen, I don't always have the right plan for it, okay? Listen. I'm just saying I think there's more upside to this. I liked this bullish reaction. I didn't take this trade. I marked it up. I do that all the time, guys. I mark up pairs that I don't trade, and sometimes I go back and go like, dang, man, well, that one really worked out. I should have traded that. But listen, I don't really trade AUD USD. You know, I'm trying to stick to my pairs. What do we got? Building permits. That was that last week. Okay, so guys, something to be mindful of as we're going through these charts. We should also be mindful of the fundamentals. So we do have some FOMC minutes on the 21st, which is Tuesday, I believe. Is that Tuesday? Let me double check my calendar. Oh man. Yeah, Tuesday, guys. Tuesday at 11. So be mindful of that trading on Tuesday. That's I don't know how we could maybe set the tone for the week with that. So just be mindful. That's on Tuesday. If you're trading Aussie dollar, we got RBA meeting minutes, and then durable goods on Wednesday. So listen, Tuesday, Wednesday, we're going to be setting trend for dollar pairs for sure. So we'll have to be mindful of that. There's definitely this level up here that I'm watching. I love how this minus 27 and the minus 6, actually this minus 618 lines up with this order block. We had a fair value gap in there. Let me pull that out. Some of these things are just markups that I've been waiting on, right? So if you've been following this channel, you've probably seen this chart before. Now, immediately, if you were looking to take a trade off this in the near term, I love how we just broke over this high. So I would be looking for price to do something like this. And again, this is gonna be very similar to what we're already doing, but we're looking for maybe a little break of that with a pullback somewhere in here, right? Somewhere into discount before continuing on further highs. That'd be the trade I'm looking at. Is there another zone? Yeah. So pushing beyond, probably my guess is if we can push up a little higher, I would love to see a retrace back into this order block right here before further highs. So if you trade AUD USD, just be mindful of this. That looks like it could be very solid. And dollar pairs, USD JPY. Wow, that one did not go as planned, but I didn't trade it, so not a big deal. What do we got? We are still bullish on this. I know we're breaking down, and we could potentially clear these lows. Let's look at the weekly real quick. Let me close this off, give us a little more real estate. I always forget to do that, and I just leave that open. It's a little annoying. Yeah, I mean, we got fair value gap here. This is a decent order block. I like it because of this bullish engulfing on the weekly. Really just taking out this. So if we do get a pullback on the weekly, I do like as well that we could be coming into discount right here. So something to be mindful of with USD JPY. But, you know, I would not be – the most immediate trade is probably, if we break these lows, is probably a sell down to something. Yeah, if we could break these lows. But we'll see. We, you know, on the day that we haven't broken that, I mean, potentially we got something here. I do like this right here. So this understanding that we have a little more downside for the dollar. This has just been a super bullish pair is all, right? So selling this just doesn't quite feel right, but – maybe look for a reaction around here, right? Great little fair value gap, liquidity void, whatever you want to call it. Order block right there. I really like that. So look for a reaction here. If we don't get it, then maybe it's further upside, or we could just carry on lower, right? That's a potential, but the most immediate thing is probably what I'd be looking for if I was looking to trade USD JPY is up into this zone, some kind of rejection for a sell. Into USD CAD, again, one of these USD pairs, I'm like, I think I wasn't certain on this one last week. I really was looking for a retrace down to that zone, but let's look at that weekly real quick. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not a trend line trader. It's not what I do, but I think there was probably something to that. So be interesting if we can like get some proper rejections to see higher highs on this. But given that the dollar is weak, I'm not certain what oil is doing right now. I know there's a little too much supply in the market, so we actually could see that go down. So maybe somebody correct me if I'm wrong on that. We could just react from this order block. Not my favorite. I actually really like this one. If price came right back down to this zone, I wouldn't hate it. But yeah. What do we got? If I was looking for buys Yeah, this is not the greatest order block, but it works. 4 hours. Let's go to the 4 hour. And if you guys trade USD CAD, just, dude, leave a message. If you're out there, listen, I know people watch these videos. It's not a ton right now. Maybe we can build this following, right? That'd be tight. But if you're out there and you're watching this, just shoot a message. Let me know. Clearly, we got some bullish rejection happening off this zone, right? Nice. Second tap. It definitely wanted to move. Let's go down to the 1 hour because I do kind of like this zone, and then we'll see if it shows us something different on the hourly. Yeah, actually, I do like this one a lot better. And here's why. Again, guys, here's when I'm looking at order blocks, whether bullish or bearish, I want to see, because look, I mean, we have tons of down candles, down candle, down candle, down candle. Like hypothetically, you could mark all of those up as an order block, right? Everyone could be an order block. So, when I'm analyzing, I'm going, well, which order block is going to be the best order block? The best order block is going to be the one where I see in a bullish scenario, right, where that down candle gets fully engulfed by the up candle, and vice versa. So if we're bearish, to me, if I'm looking at, I can see multiple order blocks, right? Well, the one I'm most interested in in a bearish scenario is where price rejects that last up candle and fully engulfs it, right? So again, when I'm looking at order blocks, the best order block I'm looking at is one that's going to be fully engulfed by the previous or by the next candle, right? So in a bullish scenario, the last down candle is fully engulfed. So this is an order block, this is an order block, right? All of them could be order blocks, but the ones that I'm most interested in are the ones that get engulfed, whether it be up to the upside or to the downside, right? So I actually like this zone. If we can get a reaction and make it over this high, then I would be looking for potential buys. But we have to clear this high first, find a retrace, and then go long, right? Yeah, right, whatever. You get the picture. Cool. Let's go to SPY real quick. Listen, this one has thrown me for a loop, right? I've had this marked up on my chart. I knew we would probably get a reaction here. In full disclosure, it was this one previously, but I do like this one actually a lot more. And that really is a good order block especially with what I was just talking about. We have this down candle and then boom, like this is a fully engulfed down candle. So to me, that's a good order block. Now, in terms of, where do we go from here? I think we're probably going to sweep these highs. I think it's pretty clear at this point, like unless we just get some gnarly rejection this week, we're going to sweep those highs. That's where the liquidity lies. We probably there's some stops there for whatever reason. If there's an institution or somebody that's have sold short and still have a stop above there, or if somebody's looking to go long and they got stop buys, then that is where the liquidity is going to lie. So let's get rid of this guy. Yeah, that hasn't been working for me lately. We also have this fair value gap up here. So who knows? I just heard about this thing called like a Christmas rally or the holiday season rally, basically where, things just rally. It's the holiday seasons. People are spending money. Maybe that's what's going on. I don't know. But I am kind of looking at some continued upside for sure. Took a few good trades on this one this week. It was tough, though. I think if you were trading this week, you would have to be very quick. You would have to be quick with it because it really wasn't, it was just ranging, right? So there's really not a whole lot to do. So if you're a scalper, you probably did okay. See if I can find the trades I was taking this week. Really should have taken this one. It was pretty obvious on Friday, but man, I must have deleted all my markups. There's somewhere on a video. I tend to video journal, so there's somewhere out there. Let me get down to the 15-minute, and then we'll go to the 5, because I took a sell. Let's get down to the 5 real quick. I'll find it, y'all. Yeah. So I took a sell here on, what day was this? Thursday. It was a win for sure. Pushed up into this zone. I sold into it. Now, it was selling into OTE. Let me pull this out. Let me see. Was it this guy? Yeah. So I sold into OTE right here. And then I understood that, okay, we do have this kind of level, this order block on a higher time frame. This is the top of that order block. So I sold half my position here, And then once price started pushing up, I sold the other half. And there's a few reasons I took this. A, we do have this fair value gap right here and this larger order block. But even when I went down to the 1 minute, which is not something I recommend, and I don't really do it much, this might seem funny to you, but inside that larger fair value gap, we just had this little order block candle. So this would be like an inverted order block, I think is what it's called, right? So I had that. So I was looking at that as well. So to me, it looked like, okay, price is probably going to sell off from there. I didn't know how far. I was hoping, I think everybody was hoping that this would just sell off this week and we'd get a big reversal, but it didn't happen, right? So took that one there, as well as, I can't remember the second trade I took, but had a win there. And I had 2 wins on SPY this week. I just cannot remember the other one off the top of my head for whatever reason. But anyways, moving forward this week, I'm just assuming more upside. Clearly, this is marked up. We're kind of just ranging in between zones. I have a bearish fib on there right now. But am I certain? No, I can't be certain where this is going to go this week. But if I had to guess, I would just assume more upside. It's just been super bullish. We're continuing to build a high, low, higher high. If this holds as our higher low, then we start pushing up into here. Then we're probably going to come up and fulfill this higher fair value gap right here. So just something to be mindful of. Now, we could just retrace back down to the bottom of the range. When it comes to selling this off, let me get rid of this original print marking. I think at this point, we have this large liquidity void right here. So I'm really going to have to see price essentially displace below this. Lord willing, if we do, we can get some kind of retrace to sell off lower. But for the meantime, if we break this low, right? So we had this order block, price clearly rejected from it, pushed up, but then it's also stuck at this one as well, right? Which is also a very good order block. It's fully engulfed. We're just ranging. So if we break this low, I might look for a retrace to sell down to the bottom of the range. Alternatively, if we can push beyond this high, or we just get a very strong reaction into this week from this level, which I think is on the 15-minute, no, 5-minute, I don't know. Yeah, we kind of got this 5-minute order block, right? So push stop from here. Strong reaction there. So we'll see. We'll just have to see what price opens at. But my expectation is just going to be more upside. I'm not sure what else to think based on what the charts give me. Uh-oh, got a crying baby in the background. Listen, dad life is legit, y'all. It's the best. Cool. Hey, dude, everybody's watching BTC. It's getting a little euphoric for me. Maybe there's more upside. There probably is, actually. We got the 618. We definitely have these kind of higher levels. We filled in this fair value gap. Let's just call that done because we're closed past the halfway point of it. Pretty much filled it in. So where does that leave us? Well, we have this inverted order block right there. And the only reason I really picked this one up is just because I liked kind of our fib levels. But 618's out of the equation for the moment. So my guess is we probably might see, unless we get some kind of strong rejection and shift in the trend, probably more upside from here, right? Let's go to the monthly. That's still a bearish chart, though. It bullish, yes, boom, boom, boom. Broke this low, came down, came up, broke down even lower. I would still love to see this level right here fulfilled. We have not tapped that yet. I would love to see it fulfilled. Some are going to say, dude, that's a long shot, and maybe they're right. But this order block right here, clear rejection from it. We never came back and tapped into that. Institutional money, tons of money, boom, started a huge rally. We never came back to where the rally started. So I would love to see that fulfilled. When is that going to happen? I don't know. We've got this large monthly order block right here that we could certainly come up and tap into. And honestly, when it comes to like order blocks, when we have these wicks and stuff, I often see the bottom side of the body fulfilled on that before, coming any further down. But this is just marked up right here. This is our larger or higher time frame monthly fair value gap right there. Let me see, where's that? Where's that one being pulled from? Okay, so that one's being pulled from the very top, and we have the 618 there, so it's possible, guys. I know I kind of got fibs on fibs on fibs on fibs. That's okay. I like me a good fib, guys, but potentially more upside. Again, I would love to see this range down here fulfilled, but for the meantime, I think we got a little more upside. I know a lot of alts are popping right now. I got friends that are really stoked on Caspa, which is just parabolic at the moment. I think they were buying around here, so which honestly, this is a great level to buy at again if we can make it down. This is just such a huge push. It's hard to know. There's just no history with this one. It is, from what I understand, fairly new. There's no history. It's just kind of started and then taken off. From what I understand, it's also based on the original intent of Bitcoin. Or is that Cas? Yeah, Caspa. Yeah. So, you know, there's a lot of hype around this one, and it's definitely pushing. At some point, it's going to pause, and it's going to turn around. And when it does, it's, you know, it's probably a good investment. Definitely, you know, first levels to come back to at the moment, assuming we get a pause. It does look like prices kind of paused right here on the daily. But definitely the 9 cents region. Not telling you to buy there, but 9 cents is definitely a good one. But look at this. I mean, again, right down here at the 5 cents, though, like this is where our, you know, if you're a support and resistance trader, this was the resistance. Boom, we broke through. So now, you know, if you're a support resistance guy, then that's now our support. But what I actually do like about this level is just once we pushed off from there, it left behind this little tiny order block, right? Let's go to the 3-day. Maybe 3-day reveals something different to us. Yeah, I think back down to 5 cents would be absolutely amazing, and I'd be a buyer there. I'm not telling you to buy, but you know my buddies are all super hyped on it, so would be a good place to start investing. Or even if we get downside, you know, if you start seeing downside, if we start shifting structure, then dollar cost averaging in on the way down would be a good idea that I'm gonna do. I'm not telling you to do it. It's not financial advice. Trading is inherently risky. Do whatever at your own risk. This is a good order block right here, though, too. 9 cents, 5 cents. I like that. And then let's look at H-bar, right? All these are kind of, are these popping? Good zone right there. Looks like it got rejected from, let's go to the weekly. Okay. I mean, we're still in accumulation mode. I like it, honestly. We're still in accumulation mode. So if you're dollar cost averaging into H-bar right now, it's not a bad idea. Again, I don't take specific trades on these. I don't trade them. I just want a dollar cost average in, but I want to make sure I'm in at a good price. I do like this. We'll have to see what happens from here. Let's get rid of this guy. It's an old markup. Did not get the rejection there. But looks like we might have some kind of pop from here. So something to be mindful of. Well, that kind of worked out. But these are not terrible levels to dollar cost average into. Let's look at ADA real quick. Oh, dude. Okay, this one looks a little better to me. This is that range I've had marked in there. We keep tapping it. It was a good accumulation range. We have broken over this high. It has displaced pretty good. So that to me signals potentially more upside. We definitely have some work to do. We got to break these highs. Once we do, then I mean it looks like it's to the dollar range. But for now, this looks like a really good start. I'd be looking for maybe a pullback or 37 cents. If we can pull back into the 30 cent, region, that wouldn't be the worst idea to dollar cost average into that. Talking's not my strong suit today. Please forgive me. Yeah. I mean, this is a great order block right here, guys. So is this one. So we could hold this level, but I would love to see, obviously, a larger pullback into this, and we'll just see what happens from there. But I already am holding ADA. Wouldn't be a bad idea to average in more, but I'm happy with what I have for now. Holding plenty of ADA, and I'm probably in profit. I really don't check. Honestly, I don't check that stuff because I don't plan on selling it anytime soon. I just plan on holding. But it's such a solid coin. I have no fear with that. So anyways, all right, guys. I think that's going to do it for me. DXY, more downside expected. Euro USD, more upside expected. And again, for now, this is cautious because I think we're approaching some key levels. Let's look at this chart real quick. Yeah, so probably a little push higher, hopefully back down into this order block. Let me Yeah, something like this would be ideal. Same with GBP USD, right? Same kind of concept. And we'll see. Like again, expecting more downside on the dollar, so you have to think that okay, these opposing pairs are gonna give us some kind of upside. So, all right, y'all, that's gonna do it for me. King's Capital out. Trade safe this week. God bless y'all. Peace.